Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Last time we cleaned up the second leg of the Binding Coils of Bahamut, with a returning character sporting a fancy new outfit, and now it's time to finish out with the Fragments of Truth. Man is wont to cast light wheresoever secrets lie hid in darkness, though that which he illumineth seldom bringeth him joy. So it is with such unhappy truths as Bahamut's immense shadow doth conceal. Yet ever onward forgeth Mistress Eorzea, undeterred by the burden of knowledge that weigheth heavy on her heart. 'Tis a perilous path she has chosen, and a painful one. I prithee, Dekumon, remain by her side as a valiant blade, that she might see her quest to its conclusion.
Dekumon, it is well that you are here.
My lady, how might I serve you this day?
I have met with some difficulty in my mission, Eorzea, and I should be grateful for your counsel. As you know, Bahamut's physical form is regenerating beneath the Khatnu Flats, even as we speak. If we are to prevent his return, we must needs disable the 2 remaining internment hulks that sustain him. Every moment our mission is delayed, the realm is pushed closer to the brink of destruction. Alas, though I have determined the locations of the fragments of Dalamud leading to the hulks, I have been unable to find a way to enter them.
And gaining admittance is but the first step in your perilous undertaking. When last thou descended into Bahamut's subterranean fastness, thou didst discover, didst thou not, that the dread primal had bound the shade of Nail Vandanis unto his will. And though thou didst consign the fallen legatus to blessed oblivion, thou mayest recall that the piteous wretch was not alone. Doubt not but that Bahamut's other thralls shall seek to hinder thy passage.
You can say his name, Eorzea. I have not forgotten that my grandfather is waiting for us.
My lady, I would remind you, as I must oft remind myself, that the man whom we both loved and revered is no more. What remaineth is but a shade which defileth his memory. The vile verbiage that spilleth from his lips must not be heeded, for it cometh not from your grandsire, but from Bahamut himself.
You need not worry, Eorzea. Come what may, I will not stray from the course. I will not let grandfather's sacrifice be in vain. But mere words will not take us whither we must go. As I said, I have been unable to find a way to enter the fragments of Dalamud.
My lady, might I suggest that you visit the fragments again in Dekumon's company? Full oft has the warrior of light set events in motion by virtue of his presence alone. 'Tis possible that he may do so again. I, the while, shall search for answers of mine own. By our efforts combined, full sure am I that the path shall be revealed to us ere long.
Were it anyone else, I should question the wisdom of such advice. Yet I cannot deny that what you say about Dekumon is true. Very well, I shall do as you suggest. Assuming you have no objections, of course. Good. Now, we seek entry to 2 fragments of Dalamud. One lies in the burning wall in eastern Thanalan, and the other at the Singing Shards in Mardona. I left an assistant at each location with instructions to continue searching for a means of ingress. It is not impossible that they could since have found something useful to us. Let us begin by visiting my man at the burning wall. Dex, I think it was.
Wow, Dex, really? Alright, speak with Eorzea's assistant at the burning wall. Alright, where we go? Oh, it's gonna be a long walk. Well, thankfully I didn't have to go too far in this area. Oh, hi. I say, are you not Master Let's Play, my lady's most faithful companion? Sinis, sir, at your service, and may I say what an honor it is to meet you. Rather wet day out.
How goes the survey, Dex?
My lady, it shames me to say that I have found no viable path to the fragment. Though it stands there before our very eyes, The way thither has thus far proven impassable.
When the fragment fell and pierced the land, it caused a prodigious amount of ether to spew forth. 'Twas this that gave rise to the land's twisted lay, which seems destined to thwart our efforts. Even were an opening to exist, I fear that we would struggle to reach it. We cannot give up. Keep trying. So near, and yet so far. Well, it avails us not to stand here and stare at the thing. Let us away to Mordona, and try the other fragment. Perhaps Sinis has fared better. Upon that note, my lady, there is something I must tell you. I am sorry to report that I lost contact with my brother just over a bell ago. As you know, the singing shards are home to many fell creatures, ogres among them. While I do not wish to cause you undue harm, I fear something unspeakable may have happened to Dex. What? Why didn't you give me strength? We must hurry to my assistant's aid, Dekumon. Also, have you been mixing up our names this entire time, my lady? No, of course not.
Yeah, I didn't think anyone else would catch that. Alright, let's head to Mordona. Oh, yeah, he is down. Don't worry, dude, I got you. I'll just hold a hand out to you. I don't even have my healing spell yet. Oh, wow.
Thank you, adventurer. For a moment there, I feared that my bones were to be ground up and used to bake bread.
Those are giants, dude, not ogres.
I'm relieved to see that you are unharmed. It was wrong of me to press such a dangerous task upon you. My lady! Your worries are wasted on me. 'Twas nothing at all, I assure you. If it please you, I shall report on my findings. As you can see, though the tip of the fragment is exposed, the rest is encased in rock and crystal, rendering it impossible to enter the structure. We might try excavating the area around the fragment, but that is like to take time, and there really is no telling how deep we may need to dig before we find a suitable point of ingress. As such, I am forced to conclude that gaining entry to this fragment is unrealistic. Forgive me, my lady. Confound it! We are losing precious time. What are we to do now? 'Tis I, Eorzea. Glad tidings have I for thee and my lady. For a blessing, a way hath been found by which thou mayst enter the remaining fragments of Dalamud. Pray, escort Mistress Alicey to the cerulean processing plant in northern Thanalan. There all shall be made clear. What?
Northern Thanalan, wow.
Eorzea has found a way. Then we must go to him at once.
I guess Northern Thanalan does make some sense, considering the last 2 times we came out of the coil, we ended up there. Well, Eorzea, what'd you find?
Mine apologies for summoning you thus from afar, my lady, but 'tis here that your journey may finally begin. I did wonder. To my knowledge, there are no fragments in Northern Thanalan. Nor are you mistaken, my lady. Yet a pathway doth exist, one which you yourself have made use of in the past.
See?
At the conclusion of your several forays into the binding coil, 'twas at the crystal formation which lieth to the north of this place that you did emerge, was it not? Yes, an ethereal stream bore us back to the surface. That much I had surmised. Are you suggesting that we can use it to return underground? And even if that were possible, would it not simply bear us back to those places which we have already explored? It need not, my lady. Pray allow me to explain. Upon the evidence of your experience, it seemeth plain that 2 internment hulks may share the selfsame ethereal egress. From this, we did infer that others may be connected in like wise. Thus did we labor long to verify the existence of further tributaries to the selfsame stream, in which task we were at length successful. 'Twas then but a matter of arriving at a solution to the problem of traveling to an unattuned destination. That one might reach what we call the headwater. We proposed to employ a modified aetherite, which serveth to amplify such ripples as do originate from said source. By focusing one's essence upon these ripples, it should be possible to make the journey. Yet be fairly warned, my lady, as with all untried modes of ethereal travel, this method entails considerable danger. Merely to attempt the voyage could cost you your life. That is a risk I am willing to take. You are brilliant, Eorzea. But I am curious, did you have assistance in forming this plan? I could not help noticing your repeated use of the word we, unless you have taken to using the majestical plural in our absence. Oh, damn. Nay, my lady, as you have correctly surmised, I was not alone in this endeavor. Meaning there are others who are aware of our mission.
One other in particular, I suppose.
Well, it cannot be helped now. Preventing Bahamut's return is what matters. If some secrecy must be sacrificed to achieve our goal, then so be it.
Oh. Speak with Alice. I guess she's going to be over there by the fragment. Yep, that's what it looks like. Well, you did get some help. I see extra people there. Oh.
So that must be the modified aetherite. But what are the immortal flames doing here? Those men may be sworn flames of Uldar, but they are first and foremost faithful retainers of House Levier.
I figured that was Alphino.
Alphino? So it was you who was helping Eorzea? Who else could it have been, dear sister? Lest you worry, I have no intention of making the details of your venture public. Like you, I would prefer to avoid causing a panic. But given that what is at stake, namely the survival of the realm, one must be willing to accept help when it is offered. Would you not agree? At the very least, do not be cross with Eorzea. 'Twas at my behest that he kept silent. We will speak later. Oh. Pray forgive me, my lady, but knowing full well your intent, I judged it meet?
I judged it meet? Okay.
I judged it meet that Master Alphino be informed. Though your grandsire hath become Bahamut's thrall, his noble blood courseth yet through both your veins, and if he must needs be struck down. Do you hear that, Alphino? I mean to strike down grandfather, and when I have done so, I shall banish Bahamut to the ether. Nothing you say will sway me from my course. I will protect Eorzea, and I will uphold grandfather's legacy. Grandfather's legacy? So you still do not know what you yourself desire. Your actions are still driven by borrowed resolve. Borrowed resolve? What does that have to do with anything? Protecting Eorzea was grandfather's goal, and we made it ours, both of us. That is why we came here, unless you have forgotten. God forbid I should ever forget, Alice. But you misunderstand. I do not question your resolve, only whence it came. If it were your own, you would be able to tell me precisely why you desire so fervently to protect Eorzea. Yet you cannot, for it is not your resolve, but grandfather's. You may struggle to see the difference, but borrowed resolves shall never be as strong as that which springs from within.
Wow.
But let us speak of this another time. For now, preventing Bahamut's return is all that matters. To be plain, I have no objection to striking down whatever is left of grandfather. Know, however, that I will be accompanying you this time. As a son of House Levier, I would be present for his final moments. Very well. You may join us, on one condition. I make the decisions.
Wow. Big sis putting her foot down. Or little sis. I don't really know who's the older of the two.
If it pleases, milady, the name's Erkrad. Our preparations are just about complete. When you're ready to embark on your mission, please give me the word. I'll be waiting for you at the cerulean processing plant.
Oh boy. Yeah, it looks like we're just about ready to start the final coil here.
Pay no heed to my brother. You can rely on me. We have come far together, you and I, and together we shall see our journey to its end.
Wow, she's stubborn. Alright, this must be the end right here.
I've been waiting for you, Master Let's Play. I'm pleased to say that the aetherite's primed and ready. As you know, The remaining internment hulks are connected to the fragments in Eastern Thanalan and Wardona. It's to the former that we'll be sending you first. Now, you'll be starting inside the hulk, meaning you won't have to cover so much ground. The drawback being that you'll be fighting for your life from the moment you get there. Best be prepared to anything, for Milady's sake if not your own. And that's about all I can tell you. When your preparations are in order, just give me the word, and I'll send you on your way. I may even throw in a prayer for your speedy return, just to be on the safe side.
Just to be on the safe side, she says, yeah, this is gonna be fun. There we go. The Final Coil of Bahamut is now accessible. All right, let's see what fresh hell we're due for this one. There they are. The Final Coil of Bahamut. Oh, I actually don't meet the item level requirement. Wow. Shit. That's a problem. Actually, is it a problem? If I set this to undersized. Okay, it stops being a problem at that point. Okay, I was worried there, but yeah. In order to actually queue up as a solo for the Final Coil of Bahamut, I'd have to be item level 123, and I'm only, what, 118? Yeah, 118. So, yeah, have to do this with the undersized party. Or a full pre-made, either one would work. All right, we're ready to go into the Final Coil, turn 1, aka turn 10. Eorzea is resolved to go through with her quest to vanquish Bahamut, though it means confronting her beloved grandfather, whom the Elder Primal has made his thrall. With Alphinaud's cooperation, an ethereal pathway has been established, which will take your party to one of the 2 internment hulks that remain to be disabled. Your foray begins in northern Thanalan, at the set of Dalamud's Talons situated in Raubon's Push. Spare no preparation, and expect fierce resistance. Wow. Oh, they're just starting at 45-60 yalms. Damn, we did get warped in here hard.
So this is how it looks on the inside. This internment hulk still functions. The teleportation was a success. We have come to the right place. There is no telling how much further Bahamut has regenerated since we last beheld him. Let us make haste to the main bridge and deactivate the coil.
Wow. That is a big sword you have, good sir.
There were receptacles similar to these in the previous hulk. Those held chimerical beasts, but only the Alligans know what other abominations may be sleeping within. They may well be part of Dalamud's internal defenses. We must stay on our guard at all times.
The brother's like, yeah, well, feckin' use am I gonna be here? Alright, wow, that's a big open space there. Oh, shit. Oh, those things literally just hatched on us. And these guys are wrecking them like it's going out of style. Bioweapon Sector 7. Oh, Sector 9. Let's not walk back onto the teleporter by mistake there. That would be a problem. Clockwork Spider? No, just toast. Hmm? Oh, Lamias and dark matter shit. Allagan Naga. I didn't even see the Allagan Naga. Woohoo! Oh, that flying lesson. Yep, stay with the group. Safety in numbers. Safety and not dying horribly. You know, more and more, I'm seeing monsters from FF13 in this area. Like, there's a lot of FF13 critters that have popped up in here. Look at this. Oh, that's the Allagan Naga. There we go. Woo! Oh, that's such a cool thing. Oh, neurokinetic link up. Wait, what? Bioweapon storage. These aren't bioweapons. They're dragons. Oh, Bahamut's worshippers are all these dragons that are kept in storage. Oh. Good kitty? No, bad kitty. Very bad kitty. Good. I do not remember any of the Final Coil fights because I never really did them. On the plus side, I don't think it's gonna matter much. Oh geez, ads are spawning like mad. Uh-oh, the boss literally went invulnerable on us. That's bad. Oh god. That's not good. Okay, all the ads are gone. Oh, does that mean he's vulnerable again? Yes, it does. Ooh, that stinks! That stings! Holy cow, that white mage has wings, baby! Uh-oh. Ads again. Oh, crackle hiss. I'm getting nailed by shit I don't like getting nailed by. He's still invulnerable. We have a problem here. Houston, we have a problem. Am I missing something? Why is he still invulnerable? What did we do? Did we screw something up? Oh no, I see. There's more ads to play with. He's still invulnerable. I guess we just have to wait out this ad phase. Oh, I guess not. Going in hot. Actually made it to a melee combo, or at least a start of one. Good kitty. Stay. And there's the first run. Oh. Yeah, I guess you guys could follow behind now that we've cleared all the bioweapons.
By the 12 dragons, and so many.
Yeah, I was right. These are dragons.
We were unaware that the Alligans possessed the means to control the creatures, but to imprison them thus is barbaric. I would not wish such a fate upon my worst enemy. 'Tis plain that no love was lost between the Alligans and the dragons, but was it necessary to keep so great a number here? Dalamud did not want for defenses. This we have experienced firsthand. Such guardians as the Alligans created, both living and unliving, were surely no less capable of repelling intruders than these poor creatures.
I don't think she's figured it out yet.
Tell me something, Alice. Have you not managed to determine by whose will Bahamut exists?
Here we go. Alphino's got it.
No, I have not. At first, I assumed that Bahamut had no people of his own, that the Alligans had perhaps discovered a way to simulate prayer itself. However, Nail's words gave me cause to reconsider, specifically the Shade's mention of Bahamut's beloved children. From that, I inferred that the primal is given form by the will of worshippers, whom we have yet to... Oh God.
Yeah.
God, strike me down for a blind fool.
Yeah, the dragons are the worshippers.
Bahamut's beloved children, right there before my very eyes. How can I be so stupid? Who else but the dragons of Eld would summon Bahamut? Who else but they could sustain him? And to think I wondered why the Alligans kept them imprisoned here.
Wow, that's dark as shit.
Even should the flame of Bahamut's life go out, his faithful children would summon him back. For this reason, the Garlean Empire kept an army of dragons here in a perpetual state of duress, that they might sustain the primal's existence. Truly, the Alligans' ingenuity knew no bounds, and neither did their cruelty. Small wonder that Bahamut was so enraged. Let no one deny that it was men who sowed the seeds of the calamity. Will you now turn your hatred toward our own kind, dear sister? Do not patronize me, Alphino. I merely acknowledge our guilt. Lest you be in any doubt, I have no intention of allowing Bahamut to lay the world to waste, regardless of the atrocities the Alligans committed against his kind. We have no choice but to eliminate all who worship him, be they his children or his thralls. It seems reasonable to assume that the system responsible for the primal's regeneration is also responsible for sustaining the captive dragons. If we disable it, all should perish. Let us press on.
Wow. This is some dark ass stuff going on here. All right. That's the end of turn 10. Time to move on to turn 11. At the depth of 6,835 yalms, you and your companions are greeted by a breathtaking sight. A colossal replica of Dalamud, believed to be the device which regulates Bahamut's regeneration. The structure swarms with legions of the Lesser Moon's internal defenses, but through it you must go if you were to reach the main bridge. Oh. Wow, the description was not kidding. There's a freaking mini Dalamud down here. Yeah, to remember, we're still underground. Yeah, 6,800 yards underground. And there's a freaking giant moon down here. This is insane. I don't know what the heck we're gonna be doing about it. Oh, okay, I guess we're going to the left. I flew something fierce. Spanner rooks. Wow. No. It dealt with that. Oh my god. Oh, this place is completely hollow on the inside. Check it out. Oh. Oh, that's big. That's really big. And it's gone. Oh, I see. The Alligan field is deactivated. Now let's go to the right this time. I guess I think both actually have to be cleared if memory serves. Jesus. God dang, that red mage can smite things. Then again, look at him. He's got 11,000, or no, not 11,000, 115,000 health. That's the power of level 80, baby. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, we gotta deactivate both sides. Jesus. I didn't even get a chance to take a swing. All right, I guess we just gotta wait for the crew on the other side to deactivate their teleporter. Yep, I see him. And thus we meet in the middle for a big old arena. I don't remember anything about this boss at all. I don't even remember what it looks like. Although the fact that we're in a giant bird cage does lead me to believe we're dealing with a bird of some kind. Oh, no. No, I was very wrong. It's a Hydra. All right, Kalia. All right, Barra says, keep my heads apart, stay out of the center. I can do that. I have no problem doing that. I want nothing to do with being close to this thing. Wow, he's already 77% though. Uh-oh, ads! Oh no, more ads! More ads! Not good, not good, not good, not good, not good. Electric node is dismantled and its energy absorbed? That sounds very bad. That sounds very bad. Let's wreck this weapons node as fast as we can before we all die horribly. Oh god, it's invulnerable again. I want this thing gone, thank you. Ow. Your forked lightning does nothing. Oh, he's big and angry. He's big and angry looking. I'm just gonna, I'm dead! I'm undead. Not good. I effing died. Invulnerable? Why invulnerable? He's taking damage, but he's not taking any from me. Oh, I bet only the people who were tethered could actually do damage to him. Ah, well. Hydra down, baby. Very nice. I still can't believe there's a whole freaking mini Dalamud down here. It's just insane. The scale of this thing.
Why, this looks like a model of Dalamud. Yes. For millennia, Bahamut must have gazed at this unchanging view. Trapped inside a prison that was scarcely large enough to contain him, unable to move, denied the release of death. How his hatred for man must have burned.
No wonder he went ape shit on us.
And that hatred found an ideal vessel in Nail Vandarnus. In many ways, Bahamut is to be pitied, not loathed. But knowing the true extent of his fury, I am more convinced than ever of the necessity of our endeavor. Besides, his is not the only soul that cries out for vengeance.
Oh. Ooh, wow, that's cold.